Well, I think definitely, um, you know, you've had some of the tools, but not all the tools necessary to use all the tools with other people. And I think a big missing piece for teaching anything, right, is just the how the maps come about in a sequence that makes logical sense. So people seem to get pretty overwhelmed pretty quick,
Yeah.
as you might have noticed, especially with conceptual maps.
Yeah, well, I think it's going to be important that we sort of work together and you see what I have and then you can give me the pieces, fill in the gaps. But to be honest, I use very few maps when I'm teaching something. I relate back to them so that they get programmed into their psyche because it's not the conscious mind that has to get them. It's seeing them and then the conscious mind just has to grasp information and then you're kind of programming it into the subconscious mind and the unconscious mind, right? So, um, yeah, it's more about the repetition than anything, and keeping it so simple that it's not about the system at all. It's the way I teach the system is through something that only pertains to and is only relevant to their current situation, so their relationships or their health. So they're learning this map.
Right,
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it has to help people with where they are right now. That's for sure. Shall we figure out a bit of an agenda, or
Sure.
what would you like to cover?
I don't really have anything this week. I
Okay.
mean, I probably will next week because we'll have a lot of content, and I have, just some stuff that I'll forward you for a logo, but I don't have anything to cover really.
Okay. Um, I guess the main thing I'd like to do is probably show you these maps and get your feedback. But some of the some some of the maps, it's kind of like you can't, like, if you're going to redo something, it might be take a lot of work. So some things are sort of as they are right now. When there's a new series or a new thing to do it, it depends. I mean, if something just isn't working, I can redo it. But I think I did maybe even 20 series of at least 20 maps. Like I may never get this focused again. Like, like, I mean, I was basically glued to the computer night and day doing these things, which I've never done and always thought of doing, but I just, it's a thing, as they say.
Yeah, that's great.
So there's a four quadrant map. There's a all the value systems. There's a time translator map. There's a new the right approach map. And I guess show you the maps, and then I'd sort of like to do maybe that would be more like a presentation, and then I'd like to do a bit of a needs analysis from your end in terms of a value system app. What would you like to see? What are all the components that if we had it on your website, then it would. And as I told you, I'd like to be able to, for each person or organization, to be able to brand, so so it comes through your organization and sort of what you're looking for, kind of thing. Because it's going to create an incredible amount of work. I mean, there may be 100,000 people like in a week. You know what I mean? And there aren't a lot of InfloMatrix facilitators or teachers.
Yeah, I get the sense that because I set an intention and a goal, and I get the sense that by April we're really rolling with this, and this is sort of like going to move into more than half time, and yeah, my only concern is that we're really set up to roll, like in terms of like set like legitimately set up to roll,
Yeah.
and we have our infrastructure set up so that every financially everything can kind of come through. So we have our product, but then and then we have our eight, we have our way that we're interfacing and marketing it, but we need that two set up, right? So we need the actual 5, the business set up, and then the 2, the infrastructure, so that can continue to roll out really smoothly. Because if that's not set up sort of when it hits, then you're sort of like forced to make fast decisions, and you don't understand how that needs to weave or fit into other things. And I find like then you have to go back and redo things, and it takes more time.
Yeah. Well, I don't think we won't release the value system app until we're set up. But what this gives us is, it's always been, I don't know, a problem, but, getting your customers or getting the people, it has to be some way or something, right, to bring them in. And I believe that the value systems app will do that. Like it's going to be the starting point. And then once they have that, what now? And I really think that we can connect it into some ethical business systems that, want to fund businesses that are ethical. And this would be one way of them proving that they have a actual value system connected to their operating system. So there's a number of different things I think we're going to connect together that is just all part of what we're going through right now. Because kind of like for me, right, until it appeared, I wasn't really preparing for it. And as soon as it appeared, I started doing the work that I've never done before. So it's kind of like each of us is going to be like that, I think, when we realize the scope of what could occur. And it depends on each of us what we really want to do, right? The idea is you're designing your ideal job. So, but you have made mention that you would like to be the sort of entry point for people to actually understand what they're getting into.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that type of ingestion.
Sorry, keep going.
So I'd like to sort of just brainstorm a bit about that. I guess those 2 things are the big things right now.
Okay. All right. Yeah, I have diversity at services, so I know it's going to be more than just the elemental solutions role and holistic business solutions, right? Like I'm very aware of that, and ready to kind of. I'm excited to get going. So, okay. Well.
Okay.
And I have so it's 12:35 here, and I have an alarm set for 1 o'clock.
Okay, so that's when we end in 25. Okay, so it's got to be quick.
Well, no, not necessarily. I have an alarm at 1 o'clock. Just if before we start, I'll run and grab. I take thyroid meds, so I just have to take them at the same time of the day. So that'll go off. I'll take that, and then maybe 10 minutes after that, so that I can just get ready for the meeting.
Okay.
So give me 1 sec. I'll be right back.
Okay.